Hey, if it isn't my two counterparts, Johnny G and the one and only
The King of the North.
The King of the North. How you going, boys?
Good.
Doing well. What's going on?
Not much, man.
How are you, Johnny G? How are you, Chris C?
Doing well, doing
I'm
well.
great. I'm great. How are you guys?
Good on this rainy night in Melbourne and Adelaide. So, a bit cold, a bit rainy.
It's so cold and rainy. It's like depressing.
It's like winter. Yeah.
It is. But you know what? We've been waiting on you, Johnny G. We've just been waiting for you to get here. So finally, Johnny G
now
arrives.
he's here.
I just came from a Year 12 play, and they were pretty good, man. For Year 12s, they're very
Nice.
good. Yeah,
Would you say
Good.
when you were year 12, you could have done a play like that?
yeah, man. I was like Brad Pitt style in Year 12. Nah. I was shocking. I was singing with Footy and I was terrible.
That was well. You were going, I talk to you in the night, in my dreams of love so true. That was the best. That was the best, man. I loved it.
Then I got the backup singers coming.
I'm in love with you, and you talk to me. Guys, talking about Footy, she's in the chat, and everyone else in the chat.
Footy's in the chat.
Welcome everybody. Chris Beach, Joy of Unknown, Ronald, Don't At Me, GT23. We're all there. Let's put a big damn in there. There we go. Damn is acknowledged.
Damn.
And guys, what a week of footy, and what a weekend it was of footy. Like, huge weekend. But I think the biggest story of the week was this one here, guys. Hardwick steps down as Richmond coach.
On.
Any quick thoughts on that, guys? Any quick thoughts?
I don't even know why he left. Is there a reason?
Yeah, I don't know why he left either. Bizarre.
Apparently, it's because he's burnt out. He needs a break. So
yeah, it's pretty hard playing one game a week for 22 weeks. You know, it's a tough gig.
Next minute,
other players to run around.
Next minute, he's coaching
you don't know
West
what
Coast.
it's like, Croffy. You don't know how hard it is, man. The pressure that happens, and he's been doing it 14 years. Probably just needed a break, the poor bloke. So
Probably. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
sorry about that, Damien.
You got to give him a benefit of the doubt, man. You know.
Sorry about that. Apologies to Damien Hardwick if he hears this.
Don't breathe down my friend's neck, big Chris C. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Far out, attacking me straight away.
You were attacking a legend of the game.
I didn't know you and he were such good mates.
Chris and Hardwick.
I just think that for me, like, he retired. Yeah, okay, that's it. Like, leave it at that. But they've made it into something so huge that they forgot about the weekend's game. So it was all the news outlets was about him quitting. So all right, he quit. We don't care. Talk about how Butters was awesome. Talk about I don't know how Essendon won by 1 point. Let's talk about these things. Yes, good career. It doesn't have to be plastered all over us. So I don't know. But
yeah. And Fortini reckons bring him back to Port. What do you reckon about that controversy, Chris C?
Look, you know what I do hate? I hate that there's I'll talk about grinds my gears. Because we talked about grinds gears. I hate how people like Kane Corns and all those journalists are going, oh, now Hinkley might get the job at Richmond and this and that. It's like, dude, just let the year go first, and then we'll look at who's going where. Right, and
man. You got to talk about something.
It just puts doubts in players' minds. It's a psychological thing. Fucking stop it. Just stop it, you dickheads. Grinds my gears, man. Grinds my gears.
They're just kicking the footy around. It's not that they don't have to think too much. It's only they're just kicking a ball.
Yeah, it's not. It's more than that, Mr. Goff. It's more than that. So
more than that. It's more than a game.
No pulling punches tonight. No pulling punches.
No, I'm just saying, like, psychologically, like, it just like, you think, oh, what is my coach going to leave now? That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean?
No, don't take Kenny. He's the Port stalwart now.
Oh, he's doing well.
7 in a row.
Well, you know what, man?
And
He's the most wanted man right now in all of coaching. Right now, he's the most wanted. So, and that's a fact.
Perfect.
Fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he is 100%. Go ask any.
And Ronald's wearing the hoodie.
I don't want Hinkley, man. So how's the most wanted, bro?
You don't want him. You don't want him at Adelaide, Johnny G, do you?
Yeah, but you're Johnny G. Like no one listens to Johnny G.
Far out, man. That's a bit harsh. Take it easy.
Hey, you guys are harsh on me, so I'll be.
What did the Collingwood coach be the most wanted man? Really?
Anyway, yeah. I just wish, right? I just wish he retired a week later because now Richmond are going to be up for the fight against Port on Sunday. It's like, couldn't you just wait until a week later? For fuck's sake.
Come on, the Tigers.
It's always the way. Don't worry. We'll beat them.
Well, Joy is saying that that Josh Carr may be going to the Tigers. So good on you, Joy.
I hope not. Because I hope not.
Is he the assistant at Port?
Yeah, he's the midfield coach. So, Chris Beach goes, Carlton losing Collingwood is always difficult. Yeah, I understand, man. He's upset. So
it is.
That was a big loss.
It was tough.
We will talk about that. Don't at me. If he can bring to Port what he brought to Richmond for the first 6 years, I'm all for it. Yeah, why not? No, he's not. Kenny is safe for now. That's what Fortino reckons. Joy, yeah, Josh Carr, yeah, I've heard he might be going. Craig McRae is greater than Hessley. Probably. We'll see. He hasn't won anything yet, so we'll see. I'm going down to Adelaide next Sunday. There you go, Ronald. We can meet up with Johnny G for a coffee. But anyway, guys, that was the big story of the
meet and greets, Johnny G.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were doing those.
Anything for my fans.
That's it.
Chrissy, is daylight where you are? No, it's not daylight. It's just bright.
He's
just bright.
No, he's just a bright guy.
No. Anyway, guys, we'll go through the first games. The first game last week was a game that I went to, and it was fucking awesome. It was so good that I even knocked my son's tooth out. That's how excited I was.
No way, did you really?
Yeah, by accident. But,
oh my God.
He's like, we won.
No, it was just from hugging, man. It was like, it was just euphoric. Like, we just did not think we were gonna. Like, we just thought, we're not gonna win this. Like,
no, yeah, you did. You had to knock his teeth out so it could suit the Port crowd. That's what you did.
Yeah, basically. No, it was a baby tooth that was coming out anyway. It was a baby tooth that was coming out anyway. So, hey, man, I got all my teeth, mate. So I'm a Port supporter. Come sit with us and see who's got their teeth there. I'd love for you to come.
I did see a lot of empty seats on Friday night, so I probably could have sat next to you.
What are you talking about? There was like nearly 40,000 there. What are you talking about?
Look, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It was rainy, but I saw a lot of empty.
The place was packed to the rafters. The place was packed.
I don't know. I think Dan.
Listen. People.
Dan told me there was 17,000 people there.
Dan's a dickhead. Don't worry, dude. It was packed. It was raining, and people were coming out under the shelter. That's why it looked like it was empty when it was pissing down. So don't give me that crap.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
What? Listen, I'm listening. Tell me what.
No, you missed the joke. That's okay.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I just said, listen, Linda.
I don't get that. What's that mean?
Well, yeah, but there were some empty seats, man. I have to admit.
Yeah, good on you, man. Anyway, so basically, I went to the game, and I don't care what you guys say, what you want to say about how shit we are. We fucking killed you, and we fucking killed Melbourne. And Butters is emerging as the number one player in the league. It was so good to watch, and to beat Melbourne, the big team that everyone was saying they're the best team in the comp. killed them. We were all over them. If we had kicked straight, forget about it. They're lucky. They're lucky, mate. All right? They had one quarter that was good. We played 3 good quarters. That's it. We are top 4, my friends. And whatever Crow's HESS you want to throw at me, throw it now. Throw it. Go on.
I didn't say that Port bad, man. I think they're playing well. I was just stating the fact that I saw some empty seats. That's all I was trying to say. I was, getting a bit of a rise out of here. But Butters is playing well. Port's playing well, and Hinkley's doing well. And I do congratulate you, Chris. I think you're travelling well.
It was sensational last quarter. There's no doubt. There's no doubt it was unreal. It was a great last quarter.
Your young Rosie, your young Butters. I reckon Butters nearly single-handedly won you that game, just about. So
100%. He did, and he is like, if you look at the stats, only Bontempelli has played a game better in round 4, I think it was. No other players played as good as Bont and Butters this year, and that says a lot. So, and I remember when I was in the start of the season, Johnny G came up to me and goes, "Chris, Butters is going to have a breakout year," and Johnny G was correct. Thank you, Johnny G.
I wish I could predict more, but that was one thing I got right.
You did get that right. No, look, we're looking good. I'm happy with last year. What would have happened in that game? They would have scored 7 goals to 3 in that third quarter, and then we would have just dropped our heads and roll over. It was good to see the fight in that last quarter. That was not there last year, and that was good to see. It was good that they didn't drop their heads and they went for the win and they got it. So it was in the wet as well. Yeah, it was a great game to watch, and I was going crazy, celebrating, and I had to come to work the next day, so I was so tired the next day. But one of those games where you just don't. It was edge of your seat, and look, I'll give Melbourne credit. They came back at us in that third quarter. They are a quality side, and their guns did perform really well in that third quarter. But I think we shut them down relatively good in those 3 quarters that we really played well against them. And we locked it into our 50. And, man, Butters, I just can't believe how, he got 41 disposals. Yeah, it's just a gun. And him, Rosie, and the legend himself, Horny. I love Horny. What can I say, man? We're going places. We are going places.
Not Hesley this week.
No, I honestly thought it was Melbourne's game in the bag after that third quarter. So credit to Port Adelaide to changing the tide in that last quarter, because at 3/4 time it looked like Melbourne for the win, 100%. So you can turn the game back in your momentum for yourselves was impressive. And look, I have to admit that Port are looking good right now, and I believe they will be in the top 8 in their current form.
Wow. Johnny G said I've been waiting to hear all day. They're going to be in the top 8. And
I haven't said they're going to be in the top 8 for the whole time.
I know. It's great to hear. Great to hear. Any thoughts, Mr. King? Any thoughts on that game? Did you watch it?
No, just good to see they're stepping up. The young players are stepping up, and they really fought in that last quarter. So well done. Yeah, and they're going against a top 4, top 8 team. So they're up there. Well done.
You can't say now that we haven't beat good sides. I mean, we beat Brisbane.
No,
we beat Melbourne. I mean, okay, Sydney.
Beat Sydney.
I mean, Sydney played in the grand final last year, so we beat Sydney. I hate people that say, "Oh, you haven't beat anyone." What do you mean we haven't beat anyone? What are you talking about? We've beat Essendon, have been a good this year. Who else have we beat? We've won 7 in a row, man. 7 in a row.
I don't think anybody's saying it. I think you're going okay.
No, I see it. St Kilda.
The Melbourne, St Kilda, and Brisbane wins for you guys stand out for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So look, I'm a happy chappy. Look, I must admit, I'm always scared going into the MCG, but we have to get rid of that hoodoo. I know we're playing against a Richmond side that's is coming off someone losing their coach. So yeah, I'm a bit. Yeah, you're always a bit nervous, but look, if we play like we played this week, fuck, who knows, man? Who knows where we're going to go?
Who knows?
But look, they're flying at the moment. 7 wins in a row. You wouldn't have not have thought that. I wouldn't have said that in the start of the year. No way. So, but yeah, congratulations, Port Adelaide, doing fucking fantastic. Before we move on, I'll say a bit of a few of the chat. So, Port should change from the power to the welfare recipients for all the gifts they were from the umpires every week. Yeah, okay, mate. Good on you, Sonia. We're still the last one. Like if you look at the league, it's all we're the ones that have the least free kicks. So that's an invalid comment. Hi GT23. What is happening? Yeah, okay. 4K max crowd that I all saw. Fair enough, man. You must went to a really bad school because you don't know how to count. So
Jeez.
Unrelated NRL playing. Oh, NRL's playing in Las Vegas. There you go.
Zakal's arrived. He's in the chat. Okay, Zakal.
Zakal's a legend.
Port aren't winning games. They're getting gifted games. Don't get it twisted. Nah, yeah, whatever, mate. Chris Beach, you might have won 7 in a row, but you can get to the last Saturday in September. Yeah, that's the question. That's the question, Chris Beach, 100%. Yeah, that's the hard thing. Yeah. So, look, the reason I'm so happy, Chris, is because I never thought we'd win 7 in a row. Like, I just haven't... I can't remember the last time we won 7 in a row. I just cannot. Not even when in 2014 we won 7 in a row. Not even like in 2020 we won that, I don't think. But to win 7 in a row, yeah, I just can't remember the last time we did that. So, Port's going straight to 12th position. Dynamic, it's just a normal Dynamic question chat. Who you beating team but didn't rock up? Okay, mate, no worries. Tigers by 60. I've heard it every week, Dynamic, and every week we put you down. Tigers by 60. I hear it every week. So keep saying it because it fuels us. Keep saying it, please. Chrissy, I'm laughing because Richmond versus Port Adelaide on Monday. No, it's not Monday, it's Sunday. How does Hinkley keep his job from here, you reckon? Look, if he keeps going the way he's going, I can't see why he's... If it's working like it's working and they have these pillars in place, then fuck me, yeah, sign him up for another year or two. I don't know. If this is the way it's working, I don't know. We have to see at the end of the year. I think just wait till August, see where he's at. Don't worry about all the external noise like Richmond and all that shit. Just go. I know that Hinkley wants to stay at Port Adelaide because that's his boys, man. He wants to build something with his group. So he doesn't want to leave. I doubt he wants to leave. If he leaves, it'll be a big slap in the face. But a lot of people want him gone. So they think 11 years is too much. But hey, on the 11th hour, on the 11th season, he will prevail. Is my final word. Anyway.
Final word. Well, there we go.
Anyway, enough of Port Adelaide. I'm pumped.
You can tell.
All right, guys. Well, the next game was a bit of a... Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what it was. Ready?
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. Which I just played just then, boys. It was the Crows game in Ballarat. The Crows got a bit of a hiding. 45-point winners to the Bulldogs. 11-19 to 5-10-40. Boys, Johnny G, what happened here, man? What happened?
Over to you, Johnny G. Where are we?
What happened?
I don't know where to begin on this one, lads. I don't know. Can I blame the outs of Duday and Walker and Philfort? Because that's what I'm clutching at here. But nah, look, I don't know. Look, we were never in this game. Credit to the Bulldogs. They were all over us, all over the game. We never looked like getting into it at all. They were suffocating us, man. And we weren't moving the ball like we normally do. We were turning it over. The pressure was too much for us. And pretty much their midfield overran our midfield in the end. Look, I was more of a hope that would get 4 points out of that game in State Bulldogs. Up and coming with their form, because they're knocking on the door of top 4 as well. So look, Crows have had a tough run of fixtures. So am I worried? I'm slightly worried, but I'm still confident we'll get the top 8. I think we're going to win majority of our games from here on out. I think it's just a speed hump. Yes, I'll take it on the chin. We got rolled, and I accept that. And look, I reckon we'll be back better this week. We got our big players coming back in, and I don't think Brisbane travel that well out of the Gabba. So another tough game for the Crows coming up. But look, I'm going to go into it confident.
Yeah, they definitely surprised. Well, I tipped the Crows. I thought they would get it done. But the Bulldogs, they've gone to another level, man. I think so. Playing them is very hard to play them. Their midfield is playing really well. Their back line, I think it's what's his name in the back? Is it?
You got Liam Jones.
Liam Jones. Liam Jones, man, he's a gun, and he is like the wall at the back, and he was just stifling you guys in the forward line. He just had nothing. So
they suffocated us.
They suffocated. Yeah, they did, and look, it is what it is, man. Do you think that Taylor Walker is the reason? Like, if Taylor Walker played, do you reckon you guys could have won that game?
Look, I still don't think we would have won, but I think Bulldogs were just better on the day, and I think any team going there facing the Bulldogs the way they played would have struggled. Even if it was Collingwood there that day, it would have been a really tight match.
Yeah.
Look, they nearly knocked off Port Adelaide in Adelaide, about a month ago, and Port just got over the line with them as well. So they're not easy beats, and look, it should be an eye opener for the Crows and learning curve for our young players. You know what I mean? So it's not all bad news. So hopefully they learn from it, and we bounce back this week.
I think losing Duday in the back line as well, that kind of that hurt. Losing him.
So, we lost Hinge very early in that match as well. So we're down the road, So we had to make a sub early on, and that didn't help. And it just wasn't our day.
Yeah. King, did you watch this game?
I did have a bit of a watch of it, and I have been on the Adelaide train, toot going along, and hopefully, saying they're top 4 and everything. So just came up against a better team on the day. So hopefully, when they go into this tunnel in the next round, and they see the light, it's not a train coming in the other direction. So. And hopefully they turn it around. Hopefully they turn it around from here and still top 8. Still stick up there.
We're still in the 8 as it stands right now. So it's not all bad.
You're still there, and I think look, if you beat Brisbane this week, it will, I reckon, solidify you guys as a top 8 team. Definitely, but you need to beat Brisbane. I think Brisbane is. Yeah, they're the benchmark. If you're gonna make a dent into September, I think these are the kind of games you have to win. So,
are you going to Brisbane for that one, or is it at home?
We play really well at Adelaide. So,
look, we'll talk about the game later. But like it's you got those ins coming in. So there's no excuses now because you guys got your ins. So it's time for Adelaide to show us what they got. So they're going against one of the best teams in the last 8 weeks. Probably the best team around, like maybe even better than Collingwood. They've actually beaten Collingwood. So they're probably I reckon they're probably the best team in the league right now is Brisbane. So if you guys can beat them, like at home, that goes a long way, man. So we'll see where you guys are at. But in the chat, Don't At Me says that if Tex played the game, they would have won. Why do we always have to go to Sovereign Hill? So obviously talking about Ballarat. Yeah, why do you guys always play at Ballarat?
I don't know, man. I can't stand it. I wish we went to Marvel or at least the MCG or something, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah. Darren Burgess is just being spectacular fitness coach for the Crows. Yeah, he is. Joy, I said this last week. Like, he is a good fitness coach. But what I noticed is like he gets them really fit and then he burns them out. Now, I don't know, like it burnt us out in 2015. If you saw us in 2014, we were like fit as, and 2015 we just couldn't go anymore. So I hope that he's changed his ways and that the Crows don't get burnt out with his methods. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't hope. I hope they do burn out. What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
Rubbish out of my mouth.
Chris gets empathy towards
I just forget.
me sometimes when I'm down.
That's right.
Because I love you, man. That's the reason.
He's actually a nice guy, I'm telling you.
Sam Berry needs to go, Don't At Me reckons. What do you reckon about that, Johnny G?
We haven't seen much of him this season. He got injured early on, I think, or dropped. I'm not sure which one it was, but he was showing a lot of form last year, but I don't know. He come on as a sub this game, I believe, and you hardly noticed him on the field. So could it be trade bait for something else? I think you would fetch a trade for him probably because he's a tackling machine, but he's not very good ball user, I must say. He's never going to be a Butters, a Rosie, a Bontempelli, a player like that. You'll never get to those heights.
Who is your Butters and Rosie? Like, who are they? Like Dawson? Would you say Dawson is? Is that your Butters?
Yeah, but Dawson's not as young as that. Dawson's about 26 or so. But I don't know if we got that ilk yet. You know what I mean? We got good tools.
Forward line's great.
So I know. I wouldn't say Saligo can reach those heights, but I don't know. Jones, not really.
So
yeah, it's hard to say, man. It's hard. Look, Rosie and Butters are, a different kind. So you've recruited well of those two. So
100%. You know who would be good? Like if you guys get the guy from Gold Coast. What's his name? We've got the SA guy. He plays Lacocious. If you got him, he's a good player, man.
Yeah, he's always hit and miss sometimes. I get frustrated watching him play as well. So, I don't know.
Well, maybe try Rankin in the middle. Could he be good in the middle?
Well, I do like Rochelle in the middle.
Rochelle's good, isn't he?
Yeah. So he could almost be
I like Rochelle.
Our Rosie type.
Yeah.
So,
guys, I got big news. Big news has just come through to me. Chunky Footy has just joined the chat. Hello, Chunky.
Chunky.
And the first thing he said was King of the North.
Welcome to the chat. King of the North.
Chunky. I like
my biggest fan.
King of the North. Have you got the Chunky thing?
I haven't got it yet. I have to get it.
He's got to make it.
Joy of Unknown reckons fixture hasn't really been kind to Adelaide. Do you agree with that one?
Well, our easiest game, you must say, is Hawthorn, but in Tasmania. The rst have been hard, man. Like,
well, that game wasn't easy because like they pushed you over there. So
look what Hawthorn did to West Coast in Tasmania.
I know. I know.
Oh my
God. You know what I reckon? I reckon your easiest game was probably Carlton game. Sorry, Mr. King. It was the Carlton game.
Sorry about that.
That was the easiest game.
Yeah, so I mean, we did play Richmond in Adelaide, but we sort of played Richmond at the wrong time when they were just their best game was against us, and the timing hasn't been the greatest for the Crows, but and the fixtures, but we are only 8, and hopefully we've got some slightly easier games coming up.
Well, I think your game against Brisbane is going to be tough, and then I think you go to Darwin or something to play Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
See, that's not an easy game, man. Gold Coast.
No, look, and Gold Coast are showing form as well. So it's always it seems like there's no easy game at the moment, unless you're playing West Coast, really. So it's
true. Or North Melbourne.
Yeah, because even Fremantle is stepping it up now.
I know, man. I know. But Zacal goes, are you guys going to watch next Wednesday in the State of Origin? We might. We'll see how we go. Rochelle will be a star.
I'm trying to push the Carl, so we'll see. See how we go. I'll be watching it.
Rochelle will be a star, whoever said that.
When we played Adelaide, that was depressing. Yeah, Joe Vanone is a Hawthorn supporter, so remember to bring your tissues on Sunday, Johnny G. That's what he's a Brisbane supporter, so Chunky reckons. Here's a stat. Here's a stat. Chunky's got a stat here. Pies are the only team to not play North, West Coast, and Hawthorn. Wow.
This year?
Wow.
Yeah. So Collingwood. Wow.
Well, we don't want to see a 200-point scoreboard, do we? So
Donate Me reckons he'll be handing out 3-ply boxes to all Brisbane supporters at the game. Chunky. That's what he's doing.
Well, look, Chunky, you're coming to Adelaide, mate, and it's going to be a tough game for you. I don't think you. Who'd you play here in the Gabba round? I think you won. I think it was.
They played North
Mount
Melbourne.
Barker. Was that the Mount Barker game?
Yeah, North Melbourne. They played North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's move on.
Wait.
Come on.
Are the Crows making finals?
I believe yes.
Goff?
Yeah, yes. I'm saying yes still.
I think Just and Bulldogs definitely making finals.
I'm trying to hang in there with Johnny G. So let's ride him.
King of the North. Johnny G. That's it. All right, guys. Well, the next game had a lot of controversy behind it, but it was still a good game. It was close, and it shouldn't have been this close because Sydney is shit. Sydney got the Chocolates by 3 points, 14 goals 690 to 14 goals 993. What a controversial finish. I don't know if you guys watched this live. I actually watched it live, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Did you see what happened?
Well, I saw. I didn't watch the game, but I saw it on the news. Was it an interchange and interference or something like that? Or
yeah, it was. So what happened was you're only allowed 75 interchange. So when you go through the gates, you're only up to 75. It's capped at 75. So they made an extra one. Now, in the rule book, if you make an extra one, you get penalised, a 50 and a free kick and a 50. And they were at the front of the goal, near the goal face of the Sydney 50, and they were just waiting for the ball to be brought up, and then they get the message from on the earpiece to the umpire, and then But when it was happening, we didn't know what was going on. That was the problem. It was very confusing, and I think that's the big problem. Like, you don't know what's going on. It's so confusing. But that's just unlucky, man. Like, how unlucky did North Melbourne? They would have probably won that game, and they probably deserved to win that game. They were ahead a lot. They deserved to win that one, and they lost. So
someone's getting there.
Did they do it on purpose to get? Who's that number 1 draft pick? Who's that one? I can't remember his name. Help me out, chat. Who's his name? Did they do it on purpose so they can get a more in the running for him? So I don't know.
Another number 1 draft pick that never.
But I don't think they can get behind West Coast to get the first draft pick. That's the problem.
West Coast is teed up for this.
That's true. So it wasn't like planned, but look, who would have thought, man? I've never seen anything like it. Have you guys seen anything like that before?
Well, not really.
Someone's getting it.
Harley Reid. That's it. Harley Reid. That's it. That's who it is.
Someone's definitely getting the sack over that, aren't they? Like, can't count the interchange.
Yeah. Well, that's what it cost them the game. And, what got to me, man? Franklin's like celebrating like he's won the World Cup or he's won the Premiership the way he was celebrating. It's like, calm down, mate. You've just beat North Melbourne. Relax.
You beat North Melbourne on a technicality. It's like,
that's right. Yeah.
Celebrate like you've won the Premiership. Jeez. Oh, my God. I mean, we smashed North Melbourne the week before in Hobart. Like, relax. Fucking hell. Yeah, look, what do you guys think of the game? I thought North Melbourne actually played decent, and I think they deserve to win, but they're fucking stupid. So bad luck, bad luck.
I've seen a lot of North Melbourne supporters crying and walking back to their cars after the game. So
I feel sorry. I feel sorry for North Melbourne supporters.
Exactly. The punishment they have to go through every week.
So Sydney are still to me they just look shit. I thought they were a good team, but they're shit.
Yeah,
they're just shit. They're not that good. They're just
they're not top 8. There's no way.
Dropped big time. Huge.
They're missing a couple players, but it's not really an excuse. For me, they're not making finals. Even with a win, they're not making finals.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look. Yeah, same. North Melbourne not make finals. Sydney. Oh look, you never know. They might beat Carlton this week and re-energize their season.
Just gonna smash Carlton by 40.
I'll tell you what, man. If Carlton lose to Sydney, like badly, it'll be bad. It'll be really bad for Voss. Very bad.
Exactly.
Voss will get a sack.
But anyway, so
Voss, it could be all over for him. Yep.
Hinkley to Carlton.
So Crows are playing West Coast in 2 weeks. There you go. So
that's a W.
We are getting the one, no doubt. North for the flag, don't at me reckons. Fucking hell. Take it easy.
Yeah. Don't at me's wild.
All right. Well, we know both are not making finals. But next game was a surprise to me. I actually picked Geelong. I know Johnny went Freo, but Freo are definitely back. And they destroyed a Geelong outfit. 16 goals, 10 to 106 to 11, 77. This was over in the West. Fremantle looked like they're back to their winning ways.
Yeah, they were just faster. They wanted to win. Fast. They wanted to play harder. They wanted to win more. Geelong looked slow and old again. Like it was like watching the first couple of rounds when they were just getting beaten by everybody. So same thing again. What's his name? Was he back?
Fife?
Who was out?
Fife was back.
Geelong.
Oh, Dangerfield's out.
No.
Dangerfield, was he still out?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
So he's making a massive difference when he's not there. So they seem to be a different team when he's not there. So it was like Freo came to play. So it was a big win. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Freo are back, and like you said, Goffy, they're looking really quick, and they're up and about. And the Purple Haze, watch out! You don't want to play them right now. So I'm glad the Crows have already played them, and we knocked them off. So that's good.
Well, we're playing.
At the moment is in the chat as well. Welcome.
Cats are trialling a whole bunch of new players. They are nowhere near settled, but Freo deserve the win. Yeah, they are, and they have to because there's a lot of old brigade of players there, so they need that to try some new youngsters out. But I don't know about Geelong. I just don't know. I think they definitely miss Dangerfield, and I think they've got a lot of home games still left in Geelong, and I think they can win all them, and then they can still make a charge for the flag. But I think Jeremy Cameron's was a bit. His numbers are a bit been off lately. The last couple of games, so he hasn't fired. A lot of their stars haven't fired. So I don't see a premiership coming for Geelong this year. But you never know, man. After the bye, if they get some players back and they get some belief. Who knows, man? Who knows? But Freo looking good. They're really fast. So they're going to be hard to beat over there. So I don't know what I haven't got any stats up, but I'm not sure what Freo did or who went well. I think Brayshaw had a good game.
Yeah, Brayshaw stepped up his game. started off slow this year.
Yeah.
He had 33 disposals and a goal. So, back to his, high disposal game again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Sarong's been getting the ball quite a lot, 20 disposals as well with a goal. So they're spreading their goal kickers around. That Frederick looks good for him. Did he play for Port?
No, his brother. His brother used to play for us.
Yeah,
his brother. So,
he looks good. But yeah, man, they're playing really well.
Yeah.
Darcy's commanding that ruck position, and Jackson is starting to come good for him. So, yeah, they're looking better.
Yeah, so I mean, if they start to play like they're playing, guys, it's I mean, it's amazing what confidence does to you. Like when you win those close games, or they beat Sydney over in Sydney, Freo, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there. So it's amazing how much confidence, because you lose a veteran in Mundy that's been in your club for so long, and to lose that, it's hard, man. Like you're not used to not having him there. And, your structures probably are not going to be the same. And, you miss that voice that, that has been there forever and's gone. So that must have thrown him off in the first part of the season. And, Luke Jackson coming, getting to know his teammates and, starting to gel at the moment. So I'm happy for the Freo supporters because I know a few of them. So it's about time you guys start to play. Do I see him in finals? I did put him in my finals. So I'm going to say yes. I reckon we can see them in finals, definitely. But Geelong, I think they're still a good side. And, I at the moment reckon our engine room is underpowered. Holmes was injured too last game. Lots of wounded. So, they've got their issues. Geelong have their issues. Are they going to play in a flag? Probably not. Are they going to play in finals? I'll say yes.
I'll say Geelong, yes, in the finals. Fremantle will miss out.
Yep, I agree with that.
I'm going to call you Johnny G Jr., King of the North.
Johnny G Jr.
Well, we can't have 20 teams in the 8, can we?
King G Jr.
All right. Well, nothing else for that game, but good on Freo, good on you. Next game was in on you, Sonia. The Q Clash. It was Brisbane Lions 16-11, 107 to Gold Coast 9 goals, 10-64.
So why do they call it the Q Clash? The Queensland Clash. Is that what it is?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
So anyway, you had this game. Gold Coast. I wasn't watching the whole game, but I was flicking through it. They were with them the whole way. And then fourth quarter, they just got annihilated. So,
Brisbane look good. They do look good.
Brisbane look good.
Good.
Yeah. They keep on winning at home as well. So, they're going to be up there. They're looking like top 4. So, yeah.
I do like their forward combination of Danaher and Cameron and Hipwood, and they got a lot of dangerous players that can kick 3 or 4 goals on a night pretty easily. So they're a dangerous team, Brisbane, and they're going to be around roundabouts at the end of the season for sure.
Yeah,
so,
that's for sure.
100%.
Yeah, Dunkley's been a great inclusion for them, and even though Gold Coast have turned a corner a little bit and have showed some promise, they were never a match for Brisbane on the night, especially at the Gabba. So was that the Gabba or was it Darwin or something? That was Gabba.
It was that Gabba.
It was Gabba.
Yeah,
Gabba.
It was that Gabba.
Yeah.
So,
playing at home.
Yeah, too hard.
So, Brisbane just march on.
Yeah. Brisbane top 4 for me, and Gold Coast will miss out in finals again. So,
I think Gold Coast will miss out again, and Brisbane are just, as I said before, they're the best team right now. I know everyone says Collingwood, but if you look at the numbers, Brisbane are doing more than Collingwood right now. I think so. Yeah, Brisbane are going to be very hard to beat. Now, can they perform at the MCG is another question. So That's the question. But if you're playing against them in finals at the Gabba, yeah, it's going to be a tough night, real tough night.
Yep.
So, no, Gold Coast. Look, they're gonna miss out, but they're going to be, they're still going to be not easy beats. So I don't think,
tough team to play.
That's
tough
it.
team to play.
Scoreboard in this one flattered the Lions. Don't let me reckons. And I, at the moment, reckon Spurs.
I don't watch that game, so.
Spurs looking at Postecoglou, apparently. I think he'll need more stable club if he wants PO action. So I started talking about EPL now. Jeez.
Postecoglou, wow. I really hope Ange gets a job in the Premier League. That would be amazing. So
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Jimmy T will come out of the woodworks if that happens.
He would, yeah. He won't be on any shows, but he'll
whoever Ange coaches, Jim will follow. So
that's right.
Jimmy T, what a guy. All right. Next game, guys, was
just also boys. If you're in the chat, give us a like. All the likes help. If you're new in the chat, subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. So
yeah, guys,
it helps us out, helps the channel, helps us grow, and gets more people in.
What a guy! What a guy! All right, next game.
What a guy!
Next game was a game that I did a watch along for. It was the Bombers versus the Tigers in a 1-point match, 10-11, 71 to 10.
The first solo watch along.
It was a solo watch along because no one wanted to join me, but it was.
You did well.
What a game! What a game! I was watching it, and Richmond looked like they had ascendancy. Mr. King of the North was at the game, but Richmond looked like they had the game by the scruff of the neck, and then Essendon just stole it from them. So, it was
good on
the Bombers. It was entertaining. It was so entertaining. Who got that last goal? Was it? It starts with the D. What's his name?
It's not Draper, is it?
Not Draper.
He kicked. I think he kicked three. I think he kicked three earlier.
He's a good player.
I can't remember his name.
Have you got the stats up there, Mr. Statman?
I can get it, but I'm trying to guess.
It was
D. That's all.
Was it D?
It was D. Yeah,
I think it was. Here. This guy here. That guy.
Durham.
Yeah, that's the one.
He kicked two.
That's the one.
He kicked two. Yeah, that's right. He kicked two in the first quarter. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, look, they played well, man. But you know what? Richmond their players played well too. Like Dusty Martin, like when he had the ball, he was at his best. But was it Merritt? Zach Merritt? He was good, man. He was good.
39 touches for Merritt that game.
Yeah. Merritt was best on ground for me, and
Timmy Taranto.
Sam Durham. Thanks, Chris.
There was one play where Dusty had the ball, and it was at the end of the game, and Dusty was about to launch it to 50, and Zach Merritt just chased him down and affected his kick. And it was just awesome. That was one of the best chases. And then, they turned it over and then went back and scored the goal. So Zach Merritt is a gun.
He's a gun.
He's a gun.
Yeah.
Gun.
And you got to remember, they didn't have Parrish in this game either. Setterfield was out as well. A few big outs. And 2 meter Peter is still not playing for the Bombers as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I had Langford up forward. So, it could have gone either way. Essendon deserved it. Richmond deserved it. They both deserved it. But Essendon just pipped them out right at the end. And, thrilling game. If you're a Richmond supporter, you'd be upset. If you're an Essendon supporter, you'd be ecstatic. So, Essendon, for me, can make the finals. But, I reckon they can make the final. They've got an easy run coming up. I think they can. So I think they can. I think they've got a bit of an easy run. So I reckon they can make the finals.
There's still a few concerns. Like watching it from the game, Richmond were all over the place. Like all you could see is yellow jerseys, or like everywhere. They were covering Essendon all over the place. It didn't really look like they were going that well through the first 3 quarters, but they just stayed with them the whole time. Like it was so they'd kick one, and then Essendon kick one, Richmond kick one. It was really even right the way through. And then they sort of lifted, like at the end of the 3rd quarter and into the 4th quarter, they started to lift their game. But yeah, it was just a beauty. A bit of controversy with a fat bloke running on the field trying to do a streak and got tackled by security, then got taken out by Carlton. And that was good as well. And
do you get life banned if you get caught now?
Hey,
yeah, you get a lifetime ban if you get caught.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. A couple of years anyway. So
I
think you're in a bit of trouble. But yeah, it was my first dream time at the G. So it was really good experience, and yeah, it was a really good game. And the Bombers supporters really at the end they were so relieved to get that win. Like they're just so depressed every week that they just get beaten or they don't, they can't win that last quarter. So, yeah, it was really good to see, to give them a bit of hope.
Yeah, good on the Bombers. And, but for me, both teams aren't making the finals. So
I think Essendon can make it. I think
Essendon
can make it. Richmond
still ain't good enough. Yeah, Essendon still ain't good enough.
I think Richmond are too far down. They haven't won enough games. But I think Richmond are too far down. They've only won 3 games. So I don't think.
Richmond are done. Yeah.
I was talking to a couple of Richmond supporters on the tram, and they basically said this was the game that they were going to regret losing at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a few chats. Brisbane.
The king is the man of the people on the trams, So
Brisbane at Gabba, Pies at the G, which is why they're number 1. Yes.
That's right.
Brad Scott has them nicely organised. They'll be thereabouts. That's what I at the moment reckons. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Bombers can make finals. Definitely. Anyway, next game was on the Sunday. It was a shellacking. The first game on Sunday, it was the HESS Coast Eagles. Well, the Hawks versus the HESS Coast Eagles, 22-10, 142 to 4 goals to 26. Let me tell you how can 2 bottom teams compete against each other and there's a score like that? How? How?
I actually saw some of this game, and West Coast looked really bad, man. I was like, Hawthorn looked like superstars. You know what I mean? And
it was like a training drill against the seconds, wasn't it?
It was like, what are West Coast doing, man? They're like letting Hawthorn just score on them. I don't know.
They didn't chase or nothing.
Nothing. It looked like the ultimate of tanking. It looked like in that match from West Coast. Let's just get smashed. Let's get the shit percentage. Give them a boost. We're going for the wooden spoon. We want that number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
It had that written all over it. So. I don't know, get investigated over that. But they look like you said, Goffey, they weren't chasing their man, nothing. It looked like
nothing.
They look like cones out there.
Yeah.
Like cones. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
23 points. That's horrific.
I don't know if GT23's in the chat. See if he could like.
He's in the chat. He's a bit quiet though.
GT23 is in the chat, but we're getting the one.
What's going on with West Coast? So I don't know, but
GT23, tell us what's going on. What's going on? What is happening to your club? And is Simo going to be like? Can you see him being a long-term coach? Is he? Because you look at what draft picks and all they've got. They've got nothing coming up, man. They've got nothing. So it's going to be a long time before we see West Coast go up the ladder. Unless I don't know unless their players develop into something.
Normally they can pull some talent out of the waffle, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but they've got no draft picks they've got nothing, Chris. Apparently, they should have got rid of their older players earlier and built from there. That's what they should have done. But they've kept a lot of those. I I think Josh Kennedy, as good as he was, they kept him a year or two too long. But, you know, they've got all these aging players. They've got Shannon Hearn. He's 35. 35.
Yeah.
Who's going to want him now? Who's going to want? Like, who's going to take him? You know what I mean? Like,
That's right.
these guys should have retired a long time ago. Guys like Shuey, I mean, yeah, he's serviceable, but he's older too. They're just, I don't know, man. They've got a lot of big.
Yeah, either moment I heard that too. That today on the news that Simo's going to take 3 months leave, apparently, but too, they denied that.
Yeah.
How can you take leave? Like, you're
at the end of the season? Apparently, they want to give him 3 months off.
No, okay.
I would probably just leave if I was him, because like, where's he? He's going to be there for 5 years and wait. I don't know.
There might be a few coaching jobs coming up in Melbourne, so he might come over to Melbourne.
His expiry date has come up for West Coast. You know, you pass it on now. You pass the rebuild on to a fresh new coach, and that's what you do.
Like it's so dire down there that, you know, when Port Adelaide was bad, like we're bad for a few years too. Don't get me wrong, but they're going to be bad for longer than that. And if things don't change, so I don't know. The only prospect I see in that team is that Oscar Allen. I think he's good. I mean, Elliot Yeo, he's 29. Fuck, he's old too, man. There's a lot of old players.
Injury prone as well, man. You can't get full seasons out of these players. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shuey gets injured every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like Gaff is way past it.
Yeah.
So they need to just clean slate and get some young blood.
GT23 reckons they're witches' hats. HESS Coast witches' hats. Pretty much summed it up, big man. Yeah. Sorry, man. Look, I'm not a big West Coast fan because, you know, there's been some games that I can't stand the West Coast. But
they've been good for so long. They've been good for so long.
Look, I don't like them, but I do feel for the supporters because it's like, you know, when you're in that position, it's hard to rock up to games. It's hard to be invested into football when your team is just shit. You know what I mean? So, but look,
I felt that a few years ago, man. So don't worry.
Would you rather? This is a good question. Would you rather the premiership in 2018, or not have that premiership, but then build slowly to a good side like now, like, you know? Because that was their highest. You know, they were at the highest. Like,
talking about the Crows?
No, I'm talking about West Coast. Like, would you rather, like, if you're a West Coast fan, would you rather?
You take a premiership, man.
Take the premiership?
Yeah, you got to take a premiership.
Yeah, but look at now. Look where you are now, mate. Does the premiership mean that much to your club's in turmoil? Like, look at it.
Yeah. It's not turmoil. It's not turmoil. It's just you know.
It is, bro.
A lot of teams go through this stage where they're crap. You know what I mean? West Coast have never really had. West Coast have never really gone through this period of being this bad. This is probably their worst in their history.
Yeah. But they haven't got any draft picks.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's going to be.
If they use 5 years to rebuild, and they come back and win another they got the capabilities of winning another premiership. So in 4 or 5 years,
Goffey, they've been shit now since, we'll say 2020. Let's say, so that's 2020.
Yeah, but you can't count the COVID. They all got COVID. They all got injured. You can't count that.
Dude, that's 7 to 8 years of your team being shit.
Yeah, I know. But you they lost their whole team, Nelly.
You take the premiership though, because look, Crows haven't won a premiership in 25 years. I mean, when was Carlton's last premiership? You take a premiership, man, and you just You do
I'm just saying, like, when you take that premiership, like, do you know what I mean? They didn't recruit well after that. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But anyway, they got Judd. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man.
They're both not making finals, so.
The big things.
Both got to be 21st and 22nd. So,
all right, look. The big thing about West Coast is that they're a very wealthy club, so they could, they could get some people in there that can really help them. So,
we should give some credit to Hawthorn. They got some young stars in that squad that they're coming up. I really like Will Day. I reckon he's going to be a great player. Lewis up front. You got Nash. You got Newcomb. They actually got some really good talent, Hawthorn, and bright future ahead for those boys.
Yep.
Collingwood stop and about, and hearing Harley Reid won't go over to WA, so they have to trade pick 1 for extra pick in the first round, and they will build again. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. Anyway, enough of that game. The next game was the game of the round. The King of the North. Hold on.
Is this Carlton?
The King of the North.
The King of the North. This is what we're voting for. I want Chris Beach in the chat telling us what happened, what went wrong. Chris, it was a bit of a 7 goals 15 to 57 and 13 goals 7 to 85. What a shocker of a day if you're a Carlton supporter. No fight. Voss said that it's not your what do you say? It's not your forward line. It's your back. It's your defense. It's not your attack. It's your defense. That's the problem. Is that true? Is that true?
No. Well, yes and no. Oh, yes and yes. So they had to really stand up. They really had to stand up in this game and shake off the turning the ball over all the time, not kicking straight. Making bad decisions, poor defence, all of those things they had to fix all that stuff up this week against Collingwood, and there was a little bit of improvement, but it was the same old shit again. Like when the Carlton supporters are walking out again at 3/4 time, there's just something really wrong at that club, and we don't know whether it's the coach. Don't know whether it's the players. At least Harry was not kicking around the corner and was kicking punts. He must have been listening to you, Chris C, because he kicked a couple of goals.
Some drop punts, yeah.
They're just 15 behinds. Jesus Christ, boys. You should have been kicking 6 or 7 goals to be in the game.
Chris Beach
Cripps is just playing like rubbish. Cripps is playing rubbish, and as a captain, it's just really, really bad. So, I don't know. They're just going to have to. They're winning. Like it's. I did the watch along for this one, and the stats were really even. For like all the stats were even for both sides. So there was no excuse. They were winning the clearances. The turnovers were killing them. That's their biggest problem. Turning the ball over. It's just ridiculous. So, we'll have to see what happens with Sydney. They should beat Sydney because Sydney is shit, but we're probably shit as well. So, 2 shit teams playing together.
Oh, jeez.
I feel sorry for Carlton fans, man. It feels like they've been rebuilding for 20 years.
20 years, man. I know.
You guys have got such a great list. If you put your players' names on a piece of paper and you put them next to the team you're playing, you're like, wow, Carlton really match up well on everyone. But they're just not. There's something wrong at the Blues, it's hard to pinpoint what it really is. So, look,
and
man.
Collingwood were like when the ball's being kicked into the Carlton 50. The Collingwood backs are just too far, like a faster, running in front of the Carlton player and taking the mark. And same at the other end as well. There's just not enough. I don't know whether it's passion or whatever, but there's just not enough grunt coming out of that team.
Well, look, I will say what GT23 wants me to say, so I'll put it up.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Anyway, what Chris Beach said there, the turnover game. So the turnover game killed them. So what is so good about Collingwood is when they turn you over, they hurt you bad.
They do hurt you bad.
That's what they did, man. And when when Carlton turned it over from Collingwood, they just don't hurt you. They just do not hurt
They
you.
don't.
And that's the
That's
game.
right.
That was the game. That was the game. And
They'll get the turnover, and then they'll turn it over again.
yeah.
Instead of taking advantage, Collingwood will just like get down there and destroy you and kick a goal
Exactly.
before you know it.
Exactly.
And Carlton will just get the turnover and then turn it back over.
Yeah, but I think defensively,
Exactly right, Prestige.
defensively they're going like sideways. They're holding the ball up a lot, and then they turn it over in the worst spots. And yeah, it's just too easy. Collingwood it was just too easy for them. That was the problem. And
They've got so many good players too. They've got so many good players all over the field, and I don't know whether they just think they're too good or something. I don't know what it is.
But what's happened to Cripps? Like, he was Brownlow medalist. I mean, does that happen every year? Like, Ollie Wines had a down year after the Brownlow. And, there's a few emerging stars now in Port Adelaide. But, like, Cripps now, I don't know, just not the same. Is it the same player? I don't know. I saw him arguing on the bench with Voss and... I don't know, man. Is Voss the right guy? Is he the right guy? Like, KP always tells me, no, Voss is shit. Like, he's a good player, but he just can't. But, yeah, maybe, I don't know, man. Is he getting through to the players? Is it work? Like, why isn't it working?
With the list they've got, I would almost go, hey, look, we can't change our team. The team's what it is. They should just cut ties with Vossi for a change, and they could still have a run on this year's finals. But
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. If I was the Carlton hierarchy, I'd be thinking, hey, look, Vossi's is not getting he's not getting the results here, man. Just when we're not a team in rebuild, we've actually got a great list. We need to make a charge here, and the only thing we can change right now is the coach. So
you reckon they can sack the coach again? Far out, man. Really, you reckon that would help? I don't know if that would help, man. I don't know.
Look at that list, man. Like they've got a back, they've got a midfield, they've got a forward line, they've got wingers, they got a lot of those Carlton players will walk into a lot of teams. You know what I mean? It's just
they got great wingers.
What's happened to Tom de Koning? Why is he playing? He was a good player, but they used the other ruckman that signed.
You got Wiedering back there. You got Doherty. You got Sard. You got a midfield of
you got Chera, you got
Grip, Stewart, Akers, Kennedy running around.
Yeah, they're good players. It's a good side, man. It's a very good side.
The Twin Towers of McKay and Kerner.
They should be top 4. That side.
They should be. Exactly.
It's just
they should be.
Boss is just not getting the best out of him, and he's on thin ice.
And they're playing the thing that's so frustrating for Carlton supporters is they keep on playing the same shit every week. So they don't learn from look what happened last week. Everybody's thinking they're going to learn from last week. They come out and do exactly the same thing this week. It's just unbelievable.
Well, Chris Beach is saying, why sack the coach? Why don't we look at the assistant coaches or the board? Okay, yeah, you can, but
that's true.
Could be.
That's true.
Well, look, everyone was saying that sack Hinkley at the start of the year, right, or after that Crows loss. But a few wins and the way he's changing stuff up, maybe he just needs to change things up. I don't know.
Sack the kicking coach.
Maybe
whoever the kicking coach isn't doing a very good job.
Hey?
Whoever the kicking coach isn't doing a very good job.
No.
These are AFL professionals. They should know how to kick, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all you do for a job. Like if we're I'm a ship manager, you're a shit security guard. You're not going to bloody keep your job every week, are you?
I agree.
Just turn it up. No worries.
Exactly.
I agree with either, mate. I reckon sacking their coach would be an embarrassment and it could do more harm than good. That's what I think as well. I think it's too early to sack Voss yet. I just think it is too early.
Something.
I mean, we're not in the. I mean, if this was EPL, then different story. But we're not in the EPL, and
All I'm saying is, with that group of players, they should be doing a lot better. That's all. And
I remember what happened the week before. They come out and flogged West Coast, gave them an absolute flogging in the West.
But didn't we just have a review on West Coast? They're so HESS. They're HESS.
So bad.
They're
exactly.
so bad,
I know.
I can't wait for the Crows to play with HESS Coast, man. So it's a guaranteed win.
Sorry, GT. Sorry,
Yeah.
GT. GT's just crying.
Change the game plan. Change the game plan.
GT's in
Go.
the corner somewhere, just crying. Like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, look,
In the
we
fetal
all
position.
we all know Collingwood's making the finals, but is Carlton going to make the finals?
No, they got to start winning some games.
They're the most frustrating team to watch right now, and
If they lose another game, they're like 14th, I reckon.
I think
if they lose to Sydney this week, I think it's done.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
done.
it.
Just forget finals. Just forget about it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's,
Collingwood, that's what it would be. But yeah, Sydney will be the one.
Slight chance. Yeah, slight chance that they make the finals. So, but they have to be Sydney.
It's going to be a very hard place if they get beaten by Sydney and beaten, like if they get destroyed by Sydney, like I'm telling you, like if they get beaten by like more than 5 goals, a lot of pressure is going to come on Vossi. I'm telling you.
Because I believe Sydney are probably Sydney will be looking at this Carlton game like we could win this. You know what I mean?
We can win this. Yeah, for sure.
We can win 2 in a row here and get our season back on track. So it's going to be tough out here, man. So
yeah. But I don't know. I think I don't know if they make. I just don't know. I can't. There's a question mark in my thing about making top 8 because I just don't know. I do not know what's happening there, man. With Collingwood are just so good. When they turn the ball over, they didn't even get into second gear. They're out of second gear on Sunday, and they are looking. They're marching to a premiership. That's what it looks like. They're on the march. So
it's played at the MCG. It's played at the MCG. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing about it. So
they're cherry ripe to win it, but let's hope they don't.
Because we all hate Collingwood.
If we do, it will be only just. But even if I'm not convinced by us now, that's what Chris Beach reckons. So I think when it comes to kicking goals, I believe it can be a mental mindset as well. Not to mention the pressure to kick them. It is mental. 100% is mental. So all right. So look, we'll stop there. Good luck to Carlton. I hope they win for your sake, Mr. King. But doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good.
The last game of the round, I watched a bit of this. Saints are back on the winners board. 20 goals, 8, 80 GWS to 13, 14, 92 St Kilda. They had a good win over there. Saints are back. It was just one of those games. Max King scored 4 goals on his return, so they did miss him up forward.
What a forward, huh? He's a good player, Max King, man.
Good player. So we'll see how they go with him. Like he could be the difference now for them making top 4. So, it was just one of those games. It's that game that has to win.
I'm still not convinced of St Kilda. I haven't been that convinced of St Kilda all year. No. So,
And they still keep on winning. So
look, GWS is GWS at the moment. They've got a lot of outs, a lot of injuries right now. So. I actually tipped GWS. I thought they could have got over the line, and they stuck. It was a close game. I was just looking at the scores, but it seemed to be a close game. And, Saints got the win in the end. For me, I don't know, man. I'll probably saying St Kilda just outside the 8, and, GWS aren't going to make the 8 for me. So
I agree with everything Johnny G said. I think just outside the 8 for Saints.
You're on the Johnny G train now.
There we go. Yeah. So
there we go. I think St Kilda will. I'm going to keep them in the top 8 for now, but GWS will miss out.
I think I think they gave them a bit of a go, GWS in that game, but I think St Kilda just edged them out just that fraction. But it was a close game. It wasn't. Saints didn't win easily. It wasn't an easy win.
There we go.
But, anyway, so the ladder, after round 10, this is what the ladder looks like, guys. So we got Collingwood up the top, Brisbane Lions second, Port Adelaide is third, fourth is Melbourne, Saints are fifth, So the Saints are still there. The Bulldogs have gone up to 6th spot. Geelong are in 7th. The Crows are still at 8th, so that's it's a good top 8. I like that top 8. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then the bottom 10, Essendon are hanging on to 9th position. 10th is Freo. Carlton at 11th. Sydney Swans at 12th. Gold Coast Suns at 13th. 14th it's Richmond. 15th the GWS. Hawthorn 16th. 17th is North Melbourne, and 18th is West Coast Eagles. So
first time, I think it's the first time they've been on the last position. I think.
Oh, they've won the Spoons before, but yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
I think Hawks were bottom before that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, it's the ladder's starting to shape really nicely now. So Essendon could jump up. So with Freo, can Adelaide hold their spot? We'll see what happens. Tipping comp, guys. We'll see where everyone's at with the tipping. Oh my God!
It's amazing. GT23 that St Kilda are up there. They just keep on winning though.
They do. Methodical Flamethrower is number 1. Jimmy T. He's gone to number 2. GT23 is number 5. Well done, GT. Only one game off.
Well. Obviously, he's not tipping West Coast.
Yeah, Dougie has gone up a bit. She's at 8, so she's trying her ass out to get up there. She's only 4 off the top, which is good. You've got
man. 21st, man.
In 21st. I've gone to 18th. I'm pretty happy with that. Just behind the King.
Enjoy, Johnny G. I'm like 23 or something, aren't I? 17?
No, you're 17. 17.
17.
You're still above me. You're still above me, man.
As long as I'm above Team Thos and Wise Guy Dam, I'm happy.
There's just a little bit going down below the ladder of us.
But look, tipping does not get any easier this round, guys. Tipping does not get easier. Let's go through the next round. We got the first game is one of the hardest games I've seen to tip this year. It is the Sydney Swans versus the Blues. Now, we do have the ins because it's a Thursday night. We do have the ins, so I'll tell you the ins before we say it. So Sydney, in comes El Melican, Hickey, and Wicks come in, and Gould, Stevenson, Laddams is out, and Sheldrick is the sub, and Carlton. In comes Kemp and De Koning. Oh, there you go. De Koning's in. Young is omitted. Ed Kerno is omitted. And Silvani is out too. So it looks like, George Hewitt was the sub last week. So, guys, looking at those ins, what do you guys reckon? Such a hard game.
Carlton in a tight one.
Carlton. I gotta stick with Carlton. This is like you say, Johnny G. This is the game. If they lose this, their season's done.
All right,
Sydney. I'm just because Sydney won on a technicality against North, who are really bad, and I'm not counting that game. And Carlton, it's do or die, and desperate measures.
This is a good game because everyone's going to go Carlton. So if you go Sydney and they win, you get up on the ladder.
I don't think everyone's going to go Carlton. It's Sydney in the SCG in the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. It's home ground. Yeah.
Surely Carlton. GT reckons.
Surely Carlton.
Dougie reckons Carlton by 60.
Carlton by 60.
Wow, there you go.
Right. Good on you, Dougie.
I'm going to go Carlton by 3 points. 3 points.
Yeah, I'm going by 5
points. God, do you want to give me a heart attack, Christy?
Franklin's gonna miss a goal after the siren for Carlton to win.
Mate, we'll be half cut by then, Chris. Mr. King of the North, we'll be gone by then.
We're going to be able to watch a bit of this game before we go to the Viking club and get absolutely shit faced. So
that's right. Anyway, Carlton it is, guys. Everyone for Carlton for that one. All right, the next game is on the Saturday. It's actually a game that me, the King of the North, and our good friend Donnie are going to because we'll be over in Melbourne. So it is the St Kilda Saints versus the Hawthorn Hawks at Marvel. I think St Kilda have got too much depth in their side with Max kicking back. I think St Kilda are too good. I think by about 4 goals.
I've gone the Hawks for Ruffy.
Hawks. There we go. Okay. Wait.
I'd like the Hawks to win.
I didn't tell you.
We're also taking a mate of mine who's a Hawks supporter, so I'm going to be barracking for the Hawks on his behalf. But yeah, let's go. I'm going to go the Hawks too.
I'll just quick tell you the ins and outs before I can tell you. So there's no wins, but Owens is out with a concussion, so he's a big loss.
That's a big loss for St Kilda, man. So
it is. So Hawthorn, McDonald's out for Hawthorn, but he was the sub last week, so no big loss there.
Chunky's got Hawthorn by 69.
Wow, go Chunky.
69, Chunky, jeez. All right. 69's the King's favourite number. All right,
that's right.
Next game
is Kilda by 35 from Joy.
This is a game that is going to be an interesting one. It's the Melbourne Dees versus the Dockers, the Freo. It's going to be played, I think, at the MCG.
Yep.
Can the Dockers do what Port Adelaide did? I think
Clayton Oliver is out.
Well, let's have a look at the ins before we. So, oh shit, wrong one. Sorry, guys. Wrong one.
Sorry about that.
Sparrow is in. Harms is in. Oliver out. Hunter is out suspension, and Jordan is the sub. James Jordan the sub, and Walters is out. That's a big loss for Freo. So, going by those outs, guys, what do you guys reckon is going to happen?
If this was in Freo, I'd pick Freo, but because it's in Melbourne, go on Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah, no, Melbourne's got too much firepower.
Yeah,
but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. I think Melbourne just win this because, Fremantle are up and about.
Well, Walters is out. You got Clayton Oliver out.
That's a huge out for Melbourne, Clayton Oliver. It's one of the best midfielders in the game, and he's out.
I'm going to go Melbourne as well, just because.
But if you want a Ruffy, if you like,
Ruffy.
If you like me down the bottom of the tips, it's not. Fremantle could be a play here.
The next game it's going to. I think this is at the Cattery. It's at the Cats versus the Giants. I think it's at the Cattery. Yes, it is. GMHBA Stadium. It's a 4:35 p.m. start. Mullen comes in, DeConey comes in, and Henry is back. Oliver Henry's back. Out goes Nevitt, Dempsey. Holmes is out with a knee, and Simpson is rested. Dempsey will be the sub. And for the GWS, Brown, Keefe, Lloyd, they're all coming in. And Fleeton, Josh Kelly's out. Haynes is out. Himmelberg out. Callum Ward is the sub. I think Geelong don't lose over there, guys. So Geelong for me.
No, Geelong for me.
Big outs, big outs for GWS, and Geelong will win comfortably. Yeah,
they're playing at home. It's hard to beat them at home.
Yeah, that's right. So next game,
in the chat we've got Chunky. Chunky says Freo by 58.
Freo by 58.
Joy says Melbourne just, and then Chunky says he's by 49. I'm not sure what he's is, but anyway, he's by 49. Oh, GWS by 49. There we go. Correction.
Put some
Joy says Geelong by 67. So the scores are all over the place here.
Danger game for the Cats. There we go. Far out.
Danger game for the Cats. Well, don't know.
Well, GWS actually play really well there. So funny enough.
Yeah. It's probably similar ground to whatever that shithole is in Blacktown that they play at. So
King of the North doesn't like Sydney.
Well, he's from Sydney, man. Far out, man. That's not very nice.
I'm from Sydney.
What if Joy Elvanoni is from Sydney? He'd be upset now.
That's it.
All right.
This is a Carl Sydney guy.
Anyway, next game is the Suns versus the Dogs. I think this was in Darwin. I think this is played in Darwin. Let's have a look. There I got
Darwin. Okay.
Yeah, it's at TIO Stadium. It's a Saturday night game. Gold Coast. Jay Jeffries back in. B Long is in, and out goes Sam Day. Ellis is out. Lemons is out, and Tom Berry was a sub last week. Western Bulldogs, no changes coming in, but Johannesson does go out. The Lockie McNeil was a sub last week. This will be an interesting game. Like playing up there, like they've gone from Ballarat to the Northern Territory. I think the Bulldogs are just too good, but can the Gold Coast make something out of it in the Northern Territory? I don't know.
Going to be about 30 degrees in the evening up there.
Yeah. So the conditions might favour the Gold Coast here.
They're coming out of -9 in Victoria, so it could be a thing.
Yeah,
that's true, man. That's true. This could be an upset. It could be.
I mean, it could.
Saying Suns by 79.
Suns by 79. Jeez, what's with the?
I think you're dreaming there, Chunky, but that's okay.
Chunky's wild.
Enjoy Dogs by 28.
Yeah, look, I watched the Dogs last weekend. They look too good. I'm going the Dogs to beat Gold Coast. So, yeah, Dogs for me.
I wouldn't be surprised. If the Gold Coast did win, but Dogs for me just because of their form.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if Gold Coast come out and upset.
Suns have got a good chance here. So
yeah,
they're a hard team to play against.
Yeah, that's right. So the next game is the HESS Coast Eagles are hosting the Bombers. Dude, does anyone have any balls to put to go for the HESS Coast Eagles in this one?
Watch the Bombers fly up.
Well, let's look at the ins. Let's look at the ins before we go. So Barras is back in, Shannon Hearn is back in, Edwards is back in, and Yo. So they got some players coming back in, guys. So, but look at the outs. O'Neill's out, Chess is out, Edwards is out, Jones is out, Clark is the sub. Essendon have Lavardi back in, Shield back in, Gulifi back in, and out goes Davey, Baldwin, Dim Ambrosio, and Phillips is managed. Ambrosio is the sub. You can't see Essendon not losing here, can we? We can't. But if West Coast do win with those players coming in,
nah, I think the Bombers get up again, man. It could be a 10-goal game.
It could be.
Plus,
could be.
Yeah.
Essendon by 109.
109.
I'm going to say Essendon by 72.
72. Joy says Essendon by 89. GT says Chunky is the new points distributor over Dam. Oh, there we go. Dam's lost his title there.
Eagles by 60.
And Joy says, sorry, GT, 23.
We need,
and Chunky says Eagles by 63 in a close game.
We need Chunky in our tipping competition next year because
we do.
He'll be new wooden spooner coming.
Will we give a wooden spoon out?
All right.
It'd be crazy if Chunky's right this weekend. Like
that's right.
All these predictions.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes,
don't have me against no chance.
Or as they say in Adelaide, no chance.
No chance. Damn is KP's in the chat. There we go.
KP,
let's not have any more debates with Chunky and KP.
Yeah, we've been friendly all night. KP, so just take it easy.
Oh Jesus!
That got a bit heated last night, but it was good. It was a good debate.
I went to bed, man, so I missed it. So
it was fun. It was fun. All right, so the next game is the game that I'm going to Melbourne for, not just to see the King of the North, but I'm going to go see the Richmond Tigers versus Port Adelaide. Who wins this one, guys? I'll give you the ins before we say who wins. Richmond, Young is in, Miller and Banks are in. I think they're just fringe players. No one's out. For Port, Jackson comes in. So Hugh Jackson. I think his name's Hugh. Lockie Jones.
Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's
I
coming
think
in.
it's Hugh Jackson. I think so. Jones, Burgoyne, and Rioli are back in, and Jonas, the Malacca, is suspended. And we had Jackson Mead. So it's an extended bench. So this team won't be finalised until probably Saturday night.
Port play really good when Jonas isn't there, so I reckon they've been boosted by him being out.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So
who's the captain this weekend?
Ollie Wines. Ollie.
Ollie Wines. Oh, there we go. Turn around.
Just turned into a wild podcast.
That's it.
Tigers up by 14 points. Sorry, Chris. That's all right, man. I'll be upset, but I think Port. Look, for me, I think I can't go against my form. We're going to be 8 in a row. Port. I reckon it's going to be close by 7 points. Port will win.
7 points. Wow.
Port will win the thriller.
I think Richmond get up here, manage a bounce. They're going to do it for Hardwick, and they're going to, if Hardwick didn't do what he did, I'd tip Port. I think Port would win, but because he did what he did, it's going to be they're going to get up for this game.
Well, that always happens, isn't it? Every time there's a caretaker coach coming for the first time, the team just plays. Yeah, so that's why I said. Yeah, I know, but I still got to go for Port. I still got to go for him. I still got to go.
So if Hardwick didn't leave, I'd pick Port, but yeah, because of that, I'm going the Tigers.
Yeah. How about so you're going Port, Chris, or Tigers?
Yeah, no, I'm going Port by 18 points.
There you go. There you go.
And I'll be wearing my Port gear this weekend.
So it should be a good game. It should be a good game.
Guys, I'll be taking pictures and videos, so make sure you guys jump in our Discord, and I'll be posting everything on there. So, all
right. Don't punch anyone's teeth out this time. All right.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, I'm an old guy, so I got to keep my teeth.
Don't sit directly next to him, man. Give him some space.
That's right. Give you a wide berth.
All right, next game, guys. Next game. This is the Pies versus the Roos. I think this is another slacking in the making. Inns is McRae, McInnes and Harrison in for Collingwood, and out. There's no outs. Ginnivan was the sub last week. North Melbourne, Zerhard's back in. Cunnington, he's a good player, man. Ben Cunnington.
That's what I thought he said. Yep.
Cunnington. And Lazaro is out. Shields out with a concussion, and Daniel Howe was the sub last week. Guys, I think this is playing at Marvel, and I just think that the Pies are just going to be too strong for a Roos. So.
Yeah, Collingwood win this, but I don't think it's going to be a smashing. I think, it's 4 or 5 goals a smashing, 20-something points, 30 points.
I don't know whether they will play it. I don't know whether Collingwood do play at Marvel.
No, that's unfamiliar territory for Collingwood there.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It's because
I think they're going to be the MCG.
Yeah, because Richmond's playing at the MCG this week, so they can't,
Oh, they got to go to Marvel. Wow, that'll be interesting.
Gee, Eddie will be spewing.
He will be.
There
who are going? Everyone going Pies? I'm going Pies.
Yeah,
I reckon 47 points.
47 points.
I reckon North play well there. They should have beaten Sydney. So
I think 47 points is a good game for North. That's what I think. No, seriously, man. If they can get beaten by 47 points and not further, they've done well.
Yeah, well, it is top versus bottom in it. So
yeah, it is.
Pies by 95 from Joy. North by 102 from Chunky. Pies by 32. Don't at me. And the game's in China. The game's in China.
Chunky's wild.
No, we're not Port Adelaide, Chunky. Take it easy.
No, we're not Port Adelaide, man. Far out.
Can't put a wall
over. Only Port Adelaide go to China.
we haven't been to China for ages, man.
Yeah, whatever happened to that, man? I thought you started with Chinese.
I thought you had a sister brother relationship with China. What's going on there? Maybe Koshi and his views of getting banned from China.
I think because Australia and China are not in good relations. I think we can't go over there anymore.
What are you guys doing before the Port Pandas?
I don't know.
The Port Pandas, man.
The Port Pandas, why
The
not?
Port Pandas.
That would have been wild. But yeah, no, Pies to win this one, boys. Pies to win.
You should wear your prison bars if you're the Pandas, couldn't you? So
we can. They're black and white.
Yeah,
there you go. It all works out. It's all part of the plan.
And you can have Eddie Maguire as your mascot.
That'd be funny. Anyway, next one. Last game of the round. This is the game. I reckon this might be the game of the round.
Game of the round. God, I thought Port was the game of the round.
No, I think this one's got more. I think this one means a lot more to. It's going to really know where the Crows and Lions. I just think this one's going to be. This is going to be a cracker game.
Blockbuster.
This is going to be a cracker game. I think Lions are going to be too strong for the Crows, even though they're playing at home. I just think the Lions are they're above everyone else right now, and I think they are purring beautifully. I think they get the job done against the Crows. By about, it's going to be a close game. I reckon 10 points. 10 points.
Nah, Crows at home, easy win, 30 points.
Easy win.
30 points.
Crows
by
60. Yeah, they're 60.
This is a make or break for the Crows. I think this decides their season in a way. So they've really got to step up.
Let's have a look at the ends, right? So you got Duday, Walker, Phil Thorpe, Haitley, McHenry, out goes Hinch, Himmelberg, and Berry. So a really good ends for the Crows.
Very good ends.
Now,
you're back at full
Brisbane. Brisbane's got Gardner, Robertson, Rich, Cockatoo, and Madden. They're all coming in to the side. Rich is a huge one. Payne, he's been a good bloody backman for Brisbane, is out. Sharp is out, and Archie has been suspended. Look, I mean, with Payne out, I didn't know that Payne was going to be out. So I think he's like the rock down in defence this year. I mean, now with him out, definitely a chance, Adelaide. Definitely.
Go on the Crows.
You've already made your decision, Chris.
I can't go back.
Look at the ends.
Can't go back.
I'll be up at about. I'll be up.
Once you go Crows, you can't go back.
I didn't go Crows. I'm in Brisbane.
Okay. Lions by 2,842 and Charlie Cameron to kick 75 goals.
Yeah, now we're just getting ridiculous, aren't we?
That's it. Yeah.
How long does the game go for? 4 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah.
But guys, I just need someone's help. Can someone please tell me, right? Where have you guys seen Father Jim? 1-800, where is Father Jim? Please give him a call. You're looking for him.
Where is he? Yeah.
We don't know where he is.
Father Jim
I thought he was a hunky food dude, wasn't he?
Well, we thought but
he started his own church called the One Lick Gym, and
One Lick Gym. That's right.
you have to
confessions for one leak.
You have to lick a chip to enter his church, and
that's it.
Yeah, that's right. I love how Chris Beach is giving Dan a bit of shit. That's great. This is what I want.
Come on, Jim. Come on, Jim. Come back.
Before
come
I
back
go, guys, are you not
entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are we not?
Entertained.
Are we not?
Are you guys entertained? Entertained.
He's preaching.
Oh my God, we got a gladiator moment going on here.
That's right. Yes.
We do.
Oh, we Potter.
I'll play it again.
Oh my God. Cringe.
That's the best. I love it. All right, so look, definitely this week, guys, it's going to be this. Ready?
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
So each team is gonna cop that. So look, whatever your team cops, good luck with whatever happens. It's gonna be a great weekend. I can't wait to get over to Melbourne. We're gonna have a good time. Me and the King and Donnie, we're all gonna go and enjoy it. No watch-alongs this weekend, unfortunately, because Johnny G still hasn't learned how to do anything. But I'm sure he'll come good at the end of the year. Johnny G, man, what's going on?
When is my friends going to show me how to do it, man? They're keeping secrets.
Yeah, we always tell you.
Secrets.
We always tell you, man. We always tell you. But look, thanks for everyone. Hey?
I'm working Friday and Saturday night. Unless KP wants to do the Crows one. No, I can't actually. I'm out that day.
Well, you've just let everyone down, but it doesn't matter because what you can do instead of watching Johnny G not do a watch along is jump onto hfdmerch.myspreadshop.com.au. Check out all our merch, guys. Our hats, our Stay Hunky jumper is awesome. I've got one and I love it. So make sure you guys purchase.
Bobby Joe as well.
Yeah, it's all the best.
Hoodie. That's what you're looking for.
It's a hoodie. It's wild. But guys, thank you so much for coming. Good luck. As I said, good luck to your teams. Is there any final words, guys? Any final words before we wrap it up?
Good luck to all our teams this weekend. I can see all three of us getting a W. And, enjoy and have a safe trip, Chris. Enjoy your Melbourne trip and stay hunky.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. And as I said, make sure you join our Discord. So then when you do come, you'll be able to see some of our trips. So I hope to get to meet Chris Beach. I might get to meet him when we're down there, but we'll see how we go. Guys, it's been a pleasure. King of the North, always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. We're going to have a fucking awesome time.
The King of the North!
It's going to be a good weekend for the boys. The boys!
And all I can say is like, share, subscribe, stay hunky, and go the power.
See you next time. Go the Blues.
subscribe, guys. Hey, and make sure you like the video. Like the video.
See you, Chunky. Thanks for the love, buddy.
See you,
Chunky. Stay hunky. We'll see you next time.
See you, KP. See you, everybody.
And
see you, everybody.
And go the power. That's all I can say.